Have you ever heard of a job title that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually being designed for the real world right now? Well, get ready for this one, the Sovereign Systems Architect. Let's dive into what that means, because this isn't just some new career path. We're talking about a potential blueprint for a whole new way of building communities.
And this quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? This captures the whole spirit of the thing. We're not talking about just patching up old, broken systems. This is about designing entirely new, completely self-sufficient ecosystems from the ground up. The ambition here is just huge.
Take a look at this. This image gives you a fantastic sense of what that actually means in practice. You can see power generation, data centers, agriculture, but they're not separate things. They're all interconnected parts of one single living system. This is the canvas a sovereign systems architect gets to work on.
Okay, so what is a sovereign systems architect? Really? Let's break it down. What kind of skills, what kind of mindset would you need to actually pull this off?
A sovereign systems architect, or SSA for short, is basically the ultimate master planner. I mean, imagine a role that's one part civil engineer, one part investment banker, and one part, I don't know, digital mayor, all rolled into one. Their main job is to design these ecosystems where the power grid, the data economy, and the community are all totally, seamlessly integrated.
So let's start with the physical stuff, the foundation, the hardware. How do you actually build one of these things? Well, the key, it turns out, is to treat it all like one giant living machine.
The core idea here is something they call the Velcro principle. And it's a great metaphor, right? The architect's primary job is to create this super strong, inseparable bond between the servers that run our digital world and the generators that power our physical one.
Now, this is where it gets really clever. The idea of thermal symbiosis. You know, data centers kick out a massive amount of heat. Normally, we just waste it. But an architect designs the system to capture that misplaced energy and pipe it over to, say, a community greenhouse to grow food all year round. Is just genius, so efficient.
And this slide just perfectly shows how it all becomes a self-sustaining loop. Waste from the farm fuels the generator. The generator powers the computers. And the computers run software that makes the farm more efficient, which then produces more waste to use as fuel. See? Nothing is wasted. Now, that's the elegant physical system, but how does it actually make money?
Right? Because a beautiful design is totally useless if it can't pay for itself. So the next part of the architect's job is building the economic engine that makes this whole thing profitable.
And this is the central question. This is what the architect's system has to answer, literally minute by minute. The system is generating power, but what's the most profitable way to use that power right now?
This is called the spark spread calculation. The system's algorithm is constantly deciding between these options. Should it use the energy to run servers for, say, cloud computing clients? Or, hey, is the price of diesel so high right now that it's actually more profitable to just convert the energy into liquid fuel and sell that? Or should it just store the power in batteries and wait for the price to spike? The architect designs the brain that makes these calls.
And all of this leads to what they call the digital flywheel. It's simple, really. You take your early profits, maybe from selling that fuel, and you reinvest them into better, faster servers. Those high-end servers attract premium clients who pay more, which generates even more profit, which you then use to expand the whole system. The cycle just keeps accelerating.
But look, a thriving system isn't just about hardware and profit margins. Maybe the most challenging part, the final layer, is the human one. An architect also has to design the rules of the road, the operating system for the community that's going to live and work there.
And this is where this idea of a digital constitution comes in. It's the foundational document for this new kind of hybrid community. It sets the rules of engagement, and it protects the rights of everyone who's a part of it.
And we're not talking about a simple terms of service agreement here. The architect has to draft policies for some incredibly sensitive questions, like who actually owns the data from your health monitor? How do community members buy an equity stake in the whole operation? These are the big, foundational legal and social problems they have to solve.
And I love this quote from the course material. It really sums it all up. It positions the architect not as someone who manages the present, but as the person who literally designs what's next, a truly holistic role. But it makes you wonder, why does this role, this certification, even exist?
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain a little bit and look at the business strategy behind this whole grand vision. Because, there's always a business strategy.
So the price tag for this Master Architect certification is nearly $2,500. Okay, clearly this is positioned as a super premium credential for a very select group of people.
But then you see this. The actual cost to deliver the course is only about $130. That's like a 95% profit margin. So if the value isn't just in the 30 hours of video lectures, what are people actually paying for?
And here's your answer. The real product isn't the course, it's the access the course gives you. Graduates get exclusive dealer pricing on all the hardware, which, could pay for the course on a single project. They get access to a private job board where towns are looking for builders, and they get listed in a public directory, which brings customers right to their door.
And there it is, the real master plan. This company isn't just selling a course, they're creating an army, an elite group of architects who will then go out into the world and specify their hardware for every single project they build. The money from the course is tiny compared to the millions in hardware sales these graduates are going to drive. They're creating the market and the market makers all at the same time.
Which, leaves us with a final pretty fascinating question. Is the ultimate goal here to build these amazing self-sufficient communities that can withstand anything? Or is it to build a highly efficient closed-loop marketplace for a specific brand of hardware? And maybe, just maybe, it's both.